So Matt's gonna finish up welding the rear links. I'm gonna start putting together and assembling the front lowers. When we do this, you guys, we always make sure we use anti-seize. They're still a little warm. Dang! Be a little careful here. Put these in there. So put a little bit of anti-seize on, that way we run these in and they're definitely not going to have any issues moving forward, you know. And when we build our links, we like to get everything properly set up, dialed in, and when we make our measurements, with our Heim spun out 3 times, which is literally an 1/8 inch, 3 threads. So we do that because we want to have the most thread engagement you can possibly have. There's a lot of gentlemen out there that are building suspensions and stuff, and I've noticed their threads are spun out too far, is all I'm saying. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing yours. Make sure your threads are spun all the way in. When you set your suspension up, there should be no need to adjust an inch or so on your suspension. When you set it up, it should be set up with the numbers you need, and everything should be nice and tight and snug. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm going to start building my links just solid. They don't even need to have adjustment. Now that we got the Heims all situated in the front lowers, I'm going to get these bolted up to our brackets, bolted up. We've already tacked the chassis side brackets to the car. So those will never change. They need to be set in one spot, so we set them. Now I can go over, bolt the links into that bracket on both sides, bolt my bracket that goes to the axle on the opposing side, hold it up, hit our measurement lines, and tack them in place. It makes it super slick, super quick, and you know things are square and right.
Okay, so I just got done putting in a good root, good cap up on this link. So we're gonna put it over on the table with the other one and let them cool for a little bit, and then we'll get the Heims all screwed in so we can bolt up the rear.
And while he did that, I got these other links bolted up over here to our brackets. As you can see, we just bolt it right up to the bracket. We've already tacked to the chassis, and then you assemble the bracket and the Heim all together in our axle side bracket that we've already built prior. So now we can just measure on the axle where we want both those to lie, lift them up, hold them in place, and tack them down. So we're going to switch the power from welder to welder because we haven't built a new extension yet, and get set up to show you guys how we do it.
Okay, we're rolling.
So we are going to throw this link up into place. I like to set the short side first because it's got less room. There we go, a little quieter. It's got less room right here to mount. So I set this side first. We'll measure here to center of Heim, catch that measurement, and get the other side tacked up to match. So I'm gonna hold it up where our measurement line is, and Matt will get her tacked on. So we've set the distance and measured this side. I'm gonna also catch the degree that the bracket is sitting on. An angle, if you would. So this side is at 35.9. I'm gonna go 36 degrees. So now we've got our mark for the tab, and we'll have our angle for the dangle. That will kind of help hold that up. Set that baby in. So right there's it. Tab. go. We've got 36 degrees. We've got our same distance out, same distance, and there's your lowers, you guys. So we did that because the jack stands were in the way. So now what we're gonna do is we'll get it back up on jack stands, set it at ride height is where I like to set my suspension up. So we'll get that up on there, and then we're gonna start playing with the upper links. So now with the lowers on, we've got the upper brackets here pre-built. Like I said, we like to pre-build them. We can put the weld washers on, get a really clean bracket that's built, welded inside and out. So now we're gonna bolt these heims up, and we will get them placed on the axle and the chassis where we love it on this side. And once we do that, with this pumpkin being on this side, we're gonna be able to take our measurement of the bracket we put here, take the measurement of the diff, subtract it from the bracket, and make a bracket that sits on this diff this side. So super cool. Once these are all done, then we're pretty much ready to cycle it. And once we cycle it, then we can start playing with the shock locations and steering and so forth. So we're gonna get these bolted up and place them on there. What do you think, Matt? Pretty cool car?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the front suspension all set up, and like you guys were seeing before, we have one tall side and one short side for this bracket. So we basically take the measurement of the tall side and subtract it from what the pumpkin is in height. So that goes ahead and makes us cut down the bracket to about that. And we like to match the brackets so they're the exact same either side, but as you guys can see, that will sit right there nice and tits. Cool, we got this the fourth upper link built and bolted together like we showed you before. We bolt the brackets right to it. We can hold the link up right where it needs to be and put them right on your measurement marks, and everything will line up great. So me and Matt are gonna get this one fired up and fired on. So right here at the chassis side, I've got a mark that is exactly how the other side is and where it is. So we basically just got to hold it there. And then on our buggies, we run our upper mounts level with our slider. So it's actually really easy to set. You just look down the side of the belly, line it up, and you'll pretty much be right on your mark. So. And then we always make sure you weld all four corners, that way the bracket can't turn or pull up on you, losing the position of where you just had it. And the front is super similar, you guys. You guys just need to make sure your measurements from side to side are all the same, and everything should work out. So from here, I'm gonna go kingpin to center of the heim. I'm at 15 inches. I'm gonna go kingpin to heim, and we are exactly at 15 inches right there. So that's kind of where it lives, and that's where it's gonna go. And then we just turn the brackets to face the, this is a big trick and tip right here, you guys. I've noticed a lot of people I've been watching build and do suspension. You want this bracket to be straight in line with your link. A lot of you guys, or a lot of guys I've seen, are mounting your brackets straight and your links are on a huge turn. Well, you're already binding your suspension and you haven't even moved this thing. So be well aware and super cautious of how you guys are running these brackets. They need to be right in line with your link. It's like staring down the barrel of a 45, you know? You want that stuff straight, just like this one, just like the lowers, all of them nice and straight. That way when the car works, you get maximum flex out of your joints. So anyways, we're gonna get this one dialed in and tack it up. There you have it, you guys. That is a traditional 4-link. Sat in there really good. We've got trail gear housings. We've got portal ends, and this car's gonna be a beast, I tell ya. We've built a few Sin Cities like this. I built one that has a 3800 supercharger, 14 bolts front and rear, and 47-inch stickies just like my bot. And the car absolutely gets down. So, pretty excited about building this one and getting it stood up on its own legs here soon. So now we're gonna make sure all of our tacks are good. We'll play with the cycle of it a little bit, and then we are gonna start frickin' mounting the shocks on this bad puppy. Jumped to the rear now. We've got the front end all dialed up, dialed in. We flexed it out. It works really well. We've been throwing ideas around with how we're gonna do the shocks, but we wanna get the rear dialed up, get this up off the ground, get the links in, and move forward. So we've pre-made these towers for the upper link, which you see they fit really good, they look really well, but with this differential being a center diff, these are a little too wide for the numbers we want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop these down and make them so they sit right on the housing. And quick way for us to do that is you basically can set it down right here. You can make your line across the housing here. And then when you get that off, you can just take your line across this way and this way on both sides. Once I go over and cut it, it should just drop right down on this housing. So let's get some cutting going. It's crazy when you're cutting this steel, you can feel how soft the steel is compared to where the weld is. It's kind of cool. Me so strong. Well, let's see how it fits. And there you have it. Kind of cut it down, got the same height we want. The tabs will all look the same and be really smooth. So we'll get this other one cut down and get these bolts ready for tacking up. So with our brackets being pre-built, like I keep explaining, it makes it really easy to do this. We're basically gonna just hold these up to the back of the chassis. All of our cars, the way I like to set them up is lower chassis brackets all the way to the outside of the belly. Makes it super easy, makes them super square, and then you can start building off of that, having a true point to measure off of. And then I just like to have them super level with the belly, so it's easy to just look at it like that. Go ahead and tack that now. Tack that! So that makes these nice and flat, bolt equal out from the belly. And then what we do is we're gonna bolt the links to that bracket, bolt our axle bracket to the link, swing it up, make our measurements, and that will center up the axle basically. So, kind of cool, couple cheat codes. So with this one tacked up right where we love it, I can capture measurement, measure this side, we'll put that one up exactly where it needs to be, get it tacked. Na 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 na. There you have it, the lower links, boys. And then another rule of thumb I like to keep in mind is your axle tube, right? So if you have a center bolt here on your lower and you have an upper here, if you look at the leverage on the axle tube, right? So if you drop this bolt way down here and you bring this bolt here, you're now leveraging on the center of that tube. So you never want to get this lower bolt too high above center, because then now you're just going to be leveraging off the tube. With those set up in place, we're going to make our upper links. We're going to take a measurement of our upper links, and then we'll be able to bolt the links right into this, tacking it here and keeping these both the exact same here how we need them. So give us a few minutes to bust those out, and we'll show you how we do the uppers. We're going to go ahead and get these upper chassis brackets put on. What I've done is measured them out and got my marks right here, so I know exactly where to put them. And then we're just going to run them flat with the belly like we did on the front. So right there, level with the slider. So there's our measurement. 34 3/4 is the tube length cut, and then you add 6 inches per time setup. So you're pretty much 3 inches each way. So that's pretty cool. Now that we know that, we're gonna get these cut and tigged up. So check it out. We'll take it over to the cutter and show you how we cut these bad boys. So we make all of our cuts on this Grizzly bandsaw. This thing's pretty slick. Right here you can set the valve to hold your blade up while you make a measurement and a mark. So super quick and easy. Makes a real nice clean cut. It runs fluid through the blade. It's got a tank, pumps fluid through, keeping the blade nice and cool. Do this side long. What was that?
34 3/4.
$34 3/4 right there. Tighten it down.
Not square.
And then, do I need to go down or up? There you go. Measure twice, cut once. We're right there. Switch it on, close the valve, and then you can So check out these we decided to do. Because we can, right? So 1/4 inch, and these just pop right out. That's super cool. But I don't know. You guys have any idea what these could be? Hello. Could be a phone mount. This could be a what? Tech deck, a little skateboard. But let's show you what they're really for. 1/4 inch steel. We're gonna take these bad boys. We're gonna slap that on right there. Start welding it. We're gonna fold it down, weld it, fold it down, weld it, fold it down, and weld it. We're gonna give this axle some protection. That way when you bump into it, you know that there's something there, obviously, right? So now you can pull forward a little bit or back up a little bit and then just hit it, because you're gonna slide right over that baby. So we're gonna throw these on front and rear after we get the suspension done. I got a little excited. Cool, Matt's just rechecking our degree on our knuckles. We're gonna set this one at like 5 degrees caster forward. That way our pinion doesn't sacrifice too far down and we're getting a little bit of caster in our steering. If you guys don't know how caster works, it's really cool. So when your arms are perfectly this way, the bottom of your tire is flat on the ground from center. When you roll this arm up, you're rolling the center of your tire up. And so when you turn, this will actually make your tires lay over, which is helping fight into the turn. Or when you're uphill and their caster's set back, the tire will fold over and grab the top of a ledge, helping pull over. Kind of a rock crawler trick. A lot of these things I learned, and then I've done a lot of testing with it in real life and RC. So a lot of you guys are into the RC stuff. That stuff's super relatable. The guys that build and engineer the RCs do the best they can to make it realistic, and they do a really good job. So if you play with RCs, you could probably build one of these. Super cool trick too is we've done our best to get the axle perfectly center with the belly. But a cool trick is once you mount this one here, in order to match it over here, the axle's got to be center anyway. So it's going to center your axle up. Now, boom, we've got this link right there in place where we want it. We've still got a steering setup that's going to go in here and a big, steering mount. We've got a pretty cool idea for this one, but anyways, there you go. Now you should try some of that
Snap magic?
yeah, let's see. Oh
I suck at snapping.
spit on it.
What?
Boom, there you have it. Four linked in the rear. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 links, you guys. You want to make sure it wraps down first? No. Be confident. Try measuring. I love it. Burn that daisy. Now tack it before you get too crazy because it. Sweet. See, and we'll just work that baby all the way around, all the way down and around. So then we'll have a extra skid plate, extra bash plate, whatever you guys want to call it. Thanks for watching always, you guys, and stay fabbin'. Check out the next video here and make sure you subscribe. And if you guys want gear, check out the website.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think